Hi dear friends, and welcome to my new video. In a learner-centered classroom, students work most of the class time, which means that one of the main roles of the teacher is giving instructions. If instructions are unclear or insufficient, they will result in a lot of problems in the classroom, one of which is that the students will be unable to approach the task in the right way. So they will be confused, which means that this will lead to a lot of classroom problems. They will start complaining, they will start talking together and making noise. To avoid all this, we need to plan our instructions carefully and make sure that they are clear and sufficient. This is why we will divide our topic into two parts. Today we will talk about the components or the main components of instructions and how we make sure that they are sufficient. In the next video, we'll talk about techniques we use to make sure that our instructions are clear. So now let's talk about what instructions involve. Now I will show you a worksheet where there are 8 points, 6 of which are the main components of instructions and 2 are irrelevant. They are not related to instructions at all. So please read them, go through the 8 points and decide which 2 points are irrelevant. So please pause, read, think, decide, and then replay. Okay, now what do you think? Yes, number 2 is irrelevant because we don't tell the aim of the activity to students while giving instructions. This is no need for doing this, and also it will be confusing for them. Number 6 too, answer key is not related to instructions, it's more related to feedback. So these are the other ones are the 6 components of instructions, and here they are. So these are the 6 components of instructions, the 6 main points of instructions, and there is another task here. So these are the explanations of what teachers should do or will be doing while giving instructions, and these are the right terms for them, but they are not in the correct order. We need to match terms with explanation. Let's do the first one together. Number 1, to indicate the end of an activity and the beginning of a new one. Giving instructions means that one activity has finished and a new one is going to start. The teacher should mark the end of an activity and the beginning of another one. He should signpost instructions before giving them so that students know or are aware that something important is coming, which is instructions. They need to listen carefully to be able to do the task. So signposting instructions, Thornbury calls this signposting, but Scrivener calls it, which one? Yes, frame. So this is the right term here. Can you do the other ones? Please. Pause, think, decide, and then replay. Okay, done? Great. So let's check answers together. Okay, so this is the answer key. Number 1 is the frame, marking the beginning and the end of an activity and starting the other. Number 2, procedures. This is what the students will be actually doing while they are on task. Whether they will just brainstorm some words about a specific topic, whether they will decide about these sentences, whether they are true or false, or they agree with them or not. Will they write a paragraph? What will they actually be doing? So this is important to tell the students procedures because this is the core of the task. Number 3 is the mode. Will the students speak or write? Will they discuss in pairs or in groups, discussing only speaking or write? This is important to tell. So if you ask students to brainstorm some words about holidays, so they need to know whether they will discuss only speaking or they will need to write something. You need to tell them this. Timing. If you don't allocate time for the task, students will feel relaxed and they will start doing something else because they don't have the pressure of time. So allocate time for it. And also organization of the task, whether the students will work in pairs, in groups, or individually. And finally, the last thing is the Q, which means that you tell the students that now we will start. Now I have finished my instructions and now it's time to start the task. This is also important. So here today we talked about the 6 criteria or the 6 components of effective instructions, which are again frame, you mark the end of an activity and the start of another one. Procedures, what students will be actually doing. Mode, will they speak or write? Timing, so how long will the task or the task will take? Cue, which means that now let's start the task. And I think I forgot something. Yeah, organization. Yes, organization, which means that whether they will work individually, in pairs, or in groups. So these are the main components of instructions. If you use or if you include them in your instruction, they are more likely to be sufficient. And this is the end of the first part. Thank you so much and meet you next time.